I did have a burnout while I was a pastor, like always trying to build a bigger kingdom, right? And so you always get judged by so what's the attendance, and it always worked for us, so we always grew, but there was always then more pressure, and when you had a really good sermon on Sunday, you were happy for 24 hours, and then on Monday you got really frustrated that you had to do better than the last time. I don't know, artists don't have that with songs, right? So that all, and then some other stuff, just all led to the burnout, and then came this moment that we were both riding down Davis Bay there, where we used to live, in the white truck. It was like 3 days before we left to go to Germany for time out.
Davis Bay is the Sunshine Coast.
Yeah, beautiful. And I was so frustrated. I remember I'd taken my Bible and just thrown it through the truck, and I said, like, I don't believe this stuff can work, because I haven't seen it work, and I'm so looking forward to going to Germany. I will never go to church ever again. So that was my frustration, right? And then Loretta, of course, said, well, for the kids you have to pretend. So kind of pretend you believe something until you can believe it again. I don't know whether that's good advice. I just didn't want that. And then something really interesting happened within those next 3 days, and I was totally low. We had piles of people from our church just coming out to help us, like get the house set up for renters, and someone came with a card, and I don't even like cards, and they gave me this card, folded our t-shirts and our underwear and whatever, and so my testimony then was, because Jesus folded my underwear, I went back to church, right? So but then we had this challenge in Germany, so I wasn't a pastor anymore, so we had this challenge, go back, like, what do we do now? And that's why I like your TribeHouse vision. It was basically those three things that I found. Like, it needs to be social justice and faith and relationships, one big thing, and art. But where do you find that in a church? That it's not weird, and I could not find that in the church any longer. But there's nothing else there. So that was the frustrating thing, and so I just did what I knew. I did a bit of writing. I did a bit of speaking at camps and whatnot, and then found out that lots of non-Christian outfits were interested in some of the stuff. So I would go to Africa, and then I was invited by the schools to come and talk about that experience. And I went, well, there's connecting points. And then eventually a good friend of mine, he just kept bugging me to come on staff with my home church, which was really weird. That was the church that I was at as a kid. I grew up there. My own dad sits in that church, which is weird. And there was this one guy that he always thought I had something with his daughter when I was growing up, which is not true. And for the record, this is not true. That's right. And so he has to sit there listening to my sermons, right? And but I did not want to do it. I did not want to be a pastor ever again. But he convinced me, and I basically got to write my own job description. He was rejected as a kid, and so his thing was, I want to build community, and I want to basically have a family, invite people to come into this family. Which is a great idea, and we didn't want to lose that. On the other side, it's also the downfall of the church, right? So come and we show you that our music is cooler than the church next door or whatever, like those kind of things. And just come here and you can relax here, but always come to this thing. And my vision then was I wanted to go outside of the church. So we tried to do things that then would get the church into the community. So that was some things like when I went to Africa a couple times, I would go afterwards into the schools we would do activities together with the local sports team. Like my son plays soccer, and so his sports team then got together with us and went, okay, so there's something going on in Haiti, can we help you guys? And so suddenly there's a relationship within that town on the social justice level, because that's where they could relate, right? And we love that. As far as music, we stopped doing concerts at the church building and said we will only do it outside, so we would go to bars and or the house concerts we do now. And it's really neat, like just experience, like when you guys were there with the blues band, just standing next to our one friend who's a musician as well, right? And then we're standing at the bar, and he would never ever come to a church, and but what got stuck with him was there was one moment he was just gawking, and Graham, you were doing like a slide guitar thing with a beer glass, and he just loved that, right? So we're saying, this is cool, right? And then the next moment Norm sings God Believes in You, and this guy, just the reaction was, well, God does not believe in me. But there was like that's the moment, right? And that this just happens out there. So our vision now is to get music into the community and to get social justice into the community and relationships, develop relationships there. So that's and not to convert them, like just because it's a good thing. If they convert, that's great. Or we had one experience that was really cool when we invited a group from Uganda to come. There's a little choir, all AIDS orphans that do tour through Germany once every 2 years or so. And so we asked this recording studio where Loretta works, which it's only run by people that have absolutely nothing to do with Christianity and with church. And they say, like, we hate this stuff, but we asked them, like, can we come and record a CD there just for one day? And they said sure. And then we said but we don't have any money. They still said sure. So and then we've tried to find ways to help them. So we organized a party in the evening, and so that evening is like 100 people come, or 20, 30 of them from our church. The rest is like all this music community there from our area. They all have fun, like the teenage girls, like they fiddle around in the hair of the extensions of the black girls, right? Because they love that stuff. So and then the party kind of fell flat a little bit, and then the African kids went into Loretta's music room there, and they started to play piano a little bit, and started their own little worship session in there. Well, the other kids find out about it, so there's something going on, so they run out. So suddenly Matthias, our friend, who's this guy that says, like, I just hate church with a passion, and I just can't stand that. He says, well, this is so good, get it over into the big room. So the church hater is starting to, like, provide this sanctuary there for us, right? So he's like Martha in the Bible, right? He just runs in there, and he clears out space for us, and he brings in a keyboard so Loretta can play along, and he goes like, bring this over. And so we go like, I have no idea whether that works, but they're Africans and everything works. So we go like, just kind of get that over into the other room so everybody can participate in this thing. So they're with their drums, they're coming in there, and the Africans have no idea that no one here believes in God, right? They're just leading worship, and there's like 100 of us, and it's going on for an hour and a half, like this worship session with all these non-Christians in there. And it was funny, like my friend there, the musician, he just went and said, like, aren't they singing the wrong lyrics there? It was like, there's no one like Jehovah, right? And I went, well, it's fine. Okay, he said that. So he's in this thing.
Singing Jehovah with some other religion.
Yeah, that's all you need, right? So we have like everybody's is in there, and then Kai, the other guy that owns the studio, they bring him in, and the Africans cheer him on, play electric guitar because they like electric guitars, and so like he's playing these worship songs there, and it's not even that it was worship songs, like we just believe that for these 90 minutes there was people that tasted Jesus for the first time, right? And if they ever become Christians, they'll recognize him. because there was something through art and through through all those things, social justice, whatever it was, like there was something that was going on. And so that's kind of what we're trying to do, kind of basically what you are doing. We try to translate that into what could that look like in a church, and we have no idea what that will be like. I just get frustrated 90% of the time because there is no method that you can follow, right? But it's also exciting, so yeah, that's kind of the idea.